My name is Talya and I'm coming to you from Denmark, and this is my knitting podcast. Yeah. If you are a regular viewer that last week I tried to record and made this podcast. I get a lot of support from my viewers, and it's encouraged me to make the video this week again. I didn't had a lot of knitting, and because the war isn't ended yet and it's continuous, I didn't feel like up for a lot of knitting, and I also currently not sleeping really well, so if I'm using wrong words or sounds wrong, then sorry, but as again, I'm taking this time to give myself a little of time to feel, better, to feel like in my regular everyday what I was living before the war started. Yeah, let's go with this and we will see how that video will go. Yeah, for all new, I was telling last week that I live in Denmark, but I'm Ukrainian, and I live here just because my husband is Danish, and when we decided to get married, we was discussing different places where we're gonna live, and we decided to come to my husband country. So I'm here, but all my relatives, parents, all my family is back in Ukraine. So I have my parents, I have my brother, I have grandmother and grandfather, uncles, cousins, aunts. They all there. I currently have just two my relatives what left the country. All another are there. And yes, my family is from west part of Ukraine, and it's not that bad there, but we never know how that will go further, and every day we hear reports about bombing in close cities to them. Like today in morning I wake up to the news that in a city that one of our relatives lived, they had 3 bombs. My parents don't have possibility to continue their work right now, so they do voluntary work. My mom and his father, they have a really small company that was sewing clothes before, but it's not really something what people are interested in now. So right now they are sewing for the needs. Basically, they get information from another volunteers what is in a need right now. They trying to use or fabric what they had in stash, or trying to, through the people who they know, get this fabric, and they trying to sew what they can. But it's not paid work, so people are coming voluntary to this work, but they still need to pay. Even if they don't pay for the workers, they still need to pay electricity, gas, and other things, and they also need to live for something, as this was their main income, and they don't have this income now. They need support for this. So all money what I'm getting from sales on my pattern, all my yarn is going to them. It's that what I can help right now. So let's go into what I was knitting this week. 5 minutes in, I didn't start this knitting yet. I'm really sorry. I put some knitwear on myself today, not because it's really cold, it's not that cold inside, but it's more to comfort myself a little, to have something warm on me, something close to my shoulders, to neck. I feel better like this, so I have it. And this is a pattern by W.I.P.s. It's called Vertices United. Yes, it's the pattern, but you have 5 sections. Some of that using just one color, some is striped. I made 2 versions of this pattern. One when I just was starting with using W.I.P.s patterns. It was in blue color, and then I made this one using like gray, light pink, and some of these rust colors in this, and I really like this shawl. It's bigger, it turned out bigger as my first one, because in first one I used a lot more, how you can call this, more rustic yarn. It's not that rustic, but mostly all yarn what I used in that was super soft. It's wool yarn, it's not merino wool, it's wool yarn. And yeah, lately I discovered that I'm quite sensitive to that kind of yarn. That one, it's not that, I'm not that sensitive. I will show today yarn what I'm more sensitive to, but yeah. So this version is knitted mostly in the yarns. Some of this is yarn from Smoksack Yarn Reload Merino. It's recycled merino wool. Some it's cost, so it's like wool and cotton blend, and some is like merino sock yarn, like this one, it's merino sock yarn, and this gray one, it's also merino sock yarn. Yeah, there's more details about the shawl you can find on my Ravelry page. Yeah, and this headband I knitted this week after I made the pattern last week for this headband. What I made to I don't know, to make more symbolic of Ukrainian flag. So I made this pattern and published this on the Ravelry for free, and then many people was asking me how they can contribute, how they can pay. I didn't want it to make this pattern pay for, because I was wanted all people had the chance to, I don't know, knit some stuff for themselves, and in this way show their support to Ukraine. So I take this pattern and just made this in one color using this tweedy sock yarn what I had in my stash. I didn't change the color, just knitted and made this version pay for, so people who was wanted to support me could buy this headband. Yeah, I use for this less than 40 gram of fingering way yarn, and construction is similar like this, so yeah, it's harder. You casting on some amount of stitches, then you increasing, knitting straight, decreasing, knitting straight, increasing, then knitting straight for the long amount of centimeters, then again decreasing straight, increasing straight, decreasing, and then binding off. Yeah, so it's really easy construction, and you can get this as for me quite cute headband. You can cover ears or don't as you want. Yeah, you can modify this as you want, and it's easy, really easy to wear. So you take in middle part, place this behind, then you put in this to the front, twist in this like that, and then put in the ends to the back. Yeah, it look like really strange now because it's two on the top, but yeah, it's really easy. Headband. Now on some my pattern what was paid for before, the stain paid for, some what wasn't paid for. I put the link for, I set up coffee account, so basically you can donate some money, and again they all just go in straight away, not straight away, but after I'm collecting some of the money, I just send them to help my family would stay in there. Yeah, and I also was asked many times why I didn't took my parents and didn't brought them here Denmark. They don't want to go. I have this conversation with them almost daily. But yeah, my grandmother is really sick, so she cannot. Okay, she can be transported, but it will be really hard, and they think it will be too stressful for her. Yeah. Also, my brother, he cannot go abroad, so my parents are staying to be together with another my relatives. My another finished object is hat. I was showing you that hat last time I was knitting this. It's 1x1 ripped double hat. This was previous version. Oh, of this hat. It's different sizes. This black and this, it's two different sizes, because I was trying how the numbers what I calculated before work. So this was first version, and this one was second version. It still have stitch markers, and it's even had the line, what they put, like, how you call this, secure line, like this is a place where I started decreasing, and I thought if I think it's not long enough, then I will knit straight longer. Yeah, but I finished this and also published this on Ravelry. It's simple 1x1 hat. It has 3 sides available, and it just stretchy nice hat. Now when we are going to summer, it's maybe not that usable anymore, but as I already had this on the needles and I had this pattern written before, I was just wanted to publish this now. I feel like it's quite hard for me to keep how to tell this, my thought strength, or like yeah, basically I can lose things right now or started doing things and forgot what I was starting. So I decide while I remember or while I have all my notes and pattern written. So I basically print my pattern before and just went through that, think if numbers make sense, if description makes sense, and then just publish this. Yeah, so that's my first and second finished object. It's really easy project, both of them. This one is just garter stitch with some I-cord on the edge, and the hat is just 1x1 rib, so it's easy project. My next project, it's a work in progress, and it's shawl what I was showing last time. It's the pattern that I'm this knitting for Max the knitter from Les Garçons. Yeah, when I was showing you this last time, I was around this stitch marker, so as you see, I didn't make that time. I'm actually afraid that couldn't finish this until deadline. I started this knit before war started, and I wasn't expecting anything like that to happen that time. So I don't know. Today is what, 11th of March, so basically I should be ready with this in 7 days. I don't know. I didn't have that much to do to knit now. I have like maybe one more repeat, maybe that amount, maybe a little more. But as we see, I make all this just in 1 week. Yay. But I really like the shawl. It's look really nice. It have this mosaic knitting when you use 2 colors. The pattern called for spin cycle yarn, but at that time it wasn't possible. It was quite expensive for me. Right now it's kind of like almost impossible. So I used the yarn what I had in some yarn I had in the stash, and this gray color I just bought one of this gray color, and I'm continuing to knit with this yarn. Again, I'm not sure I can finish this due to deadline, but it's just like it is, so we will see how that will go, but yeah. And my last work in progress, I started one more bag. As you remember, I knitted this bag before. Some people were thinking that it's woven fabric, but no, I knit this using linen stitch. It looks a lot like weaving, but I don't know how to weave. I have really small loom. It's like for kids, I believe, and I get this just to try how to weave, but I never actually made this. Yeah, maybe one day I will try this and maybe I will weave, but that's the closest to weaving what I can. So I decided to make one more bag like that, and I had the idea why. It's because I had from when I was visiting my parents last time, or maybe even not last, no, it wasn't from last time. Once I was going there for summer, for vacation, and we went to mountains. We have Carpathian mountains in Ukraine. So I went there with my parents, kids and husband, and on local market I find the wool. They had just 2 colors, but it's natural colors. I know that they also have colored. This you can get this yarn colored, but I get you this, and I know that it's Ukrainian wool. It's not something soft or not something what I will wear. I know that a lot of people are wearing, like, I guess it's something similar to W.I.P.s. I tried W.I.P.s, cannot wear this. That's something similar to this, so it's like rustic wool and it's quite itchy. I feel, I know there is like more itchy wool as this, but I would cannot wear sweater like this. And back that time I got 2 skins of this lighter gray yarn and 2 skin of this darker. They have like brownish undertone, both of them. I don't know if you can see this on the camera, but yeah, they have brownish undertone. They are like lightly spun, so it's really easy to pull them out. Not maybe that easy like this like W.I.P.s, but it's quite easy. If I'm pulling, I'm breaking this yarn, but I decided that right now I want to have something would remind me about Ukraine, and I cast on the bag using this yarn because I decided in a bag I can usually use this and it will be something practical for me and something what I'm gonna use and gonna see. So I started with this lighter color, and again linen stitch. I don't know how good you can see linen stitch. Yeah, so I knitted for a while just with this light color. Now I'm adding also this darker color. It's look like that, and I'm mixing both this. So one row with lighter color, one with a darker, and then when I will knit around the same amount as for this light gray color, then I will make this mix of these two colors, and then I'm gonna switch and do 2 rows in this dark color, and hopefully will make similar to this bag. I cast on almost the same amount of stitches as for this, a little smaller, but because for this I use 2 threads of yarn, and for this I'm using just one. This will be a little smaller bag. It's hard for me to tell right now because it's on short silk rollers. It's like 40 centimeters. So yeah, that's all what I'm working on now. This is going really slow because it's linen stitch and you basically slip and knit each pattern, so each stitch, and I'm trying to do this tight. I'm trying to do this tight to give more structure to the fabric. Yeah, because I like when bags have a little more structure, not like just like a plastic bag. So basically that's all my knitting. I will gonna show you what I have in my, what I was hand dyeing this time. So I'm again running sale in my Etsy. All that also goes to my parents, but last week I wasn't making a lot, so I made the skin 2 50-gram balls of this on this sparkle base of this yarn, what I call Flamingo. I have 100-gram ball, but this one is superwash merino and nylon. This one, it's have also this sparkles, silver sparkles in. Yes, and I also all another yarn. It's still in my shop. That what I had previously there. This is the yarn what is now in my shop, and I also make this colorway. I make this in the colors of Ukrainian flag. Yeah, maybe blue should be a little darker, but it turned out like this on this yarn. This was, I made just one skin in 50-gram ball. I already sold this today in the morning, but I'm working right now on 2 more skins of this yarn, and they will be later available in my Etsy shop. Yeah, so as I said before, basically all money what I'm earning now in the shop are going to support my family now. Yeah, that's all my knitting and dyeing for this week. Yeah, I cannot tell that I'm living my normal life right now because of war in Ukraine. I don't feel safe about my parents, but I also don't feel safe about myself and world in general. Yeah, That's maybe hard to face, but basically now we are all in danger because, as we all know, nuclear catastrophe don't have the borders, don't have, I don't know, cannot be stopped by. Yeah, I'm real sorry. It's something what's hard to tell, but I'm finding myself in a place lately when I think a lot about future, and when I think a lot about that, I don't know, we can simply just don't have it, and it's really scary place. Um, yeah. I'm probably gonna stop this and don't spread all these bad thoughts with you. I hope you all well. Um, yeah, check up with close people that's close to you. I thought after all this corona was easing in and we was going out of lockdown, the life will go back to the normal and we can be, I don't know, happy and relaxed again. But now, with beginning of the war, it's going just harder. So I hope you all well, and I will see you next time.